ready, are we? Yeah. Right.
Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the last match of this evening, the ladies' team final featuring Team England and Team France. The referees for this game on table 1, referee George Bradbury from England. And timekeeper from England, Matt Ward. On table 2 for this game, the ladies' team final, from Malta, referee Sasha Gauci. And timekeeper from England, Mr. Lloyd Clark. Referees, please conduct the lag.
Good evening and a very warm welcome to the Imperial Hotel in Blackpool for continued coverage of the 2018 World 8-Ball Pool Championships. And we've reached the final stages. Up first, the ladies' team final, France against England. England qualified earlier on in the day relatively comfortably. France have just come through a nail-biter, only finished an hour or so ago, finally prevailing 13-12 over Australia. So they should certainly be match sharp coming into this, but will they still all be awake? Meant to start at 10 o'clock, it's now 10:30 local time. I'm Mark Shepherd, joining me in the commentary box, David Very. Pleasure to have you here, sir.
Hi Mark, good to be back.
Should be in for a good match here, I hope.
I have to admit, I did expect it to be an England-Australia final, because Australia went through the whole group stage without losing a single match, but it just goes to show what happens in knockout pool. France, you know, the first 2 matches they had today in the last group ones, they lost both of them, tough matches. But when it came to the semi-final, they got off to a good start, and it was a close match all the way through to the last stages, and they won it in the decider, didn't they?
So we'll be providing split-screen coverage for this, the 2 tables in the arena. At the moment we can't quite see who's playing on each, so we'll bring you that information momentarily. The first match up on the right hand side is Anais Dehan against Kat Jones, and the match on the left hand side is Geraldine Champagnet against Barbara Taylor.
But we'll go back to the other camera in a minute to see who's playing who. Can't quite tell by the hands who's playing at this.
Yeah, I was going to say, we need to recognise their nail polish.
Geraldine on the left-hand table, playing for France. So Anais must be playing on the right-hand table.
So England in the shape of Kat Jones at the table on the right-hand side. Big occasion for all of these players, the World Championship final. This is the first time we've had it streamed live, so adds to the occasion. You can see in the background a few matches still going on some of the outside tables, but crowds starting to form to watch this. Most of the spectator seating is to the left and right of these tables, so you can see a couple of people sitting along the back row, but there's bigger crowds on either side, so both teams got, of course, all their teammates there cheering them on, plus supporters behind them. Barbara Taylor for England on the left-hand table will be appearing in the World Championship singles final tomorrow. One of England's star players for a long time, wealth of experience. Plenty of quality there in the French team as well. Sabrina Brunet playing at number 3 in the order, former singles winner herself. Took the title a couple of years back. So Geraldine on the left making her way around these reds, but went for a very thin clip there. Just caught it a bit too thin, so allows Barbara Taylor back to the table. Barbara Taylor still got all 7 yellows on the table, but that may actually work to her advantage here. I don't think she's about to rush into a clearance here. She's got balls tied up on the left and right hand side cushions. May just look to take control of the bottom left hand corner pocket. Well, not quite.
So it's all about the battle of the right hand pocket on the right hand table there between Cat Jones and Anais Dale. We'll get the scoreboards up and running. We're just having a few technical issues, but this is a best of 25, so the first team that gets to 13 frames will be world champions for 2018.
Yeah, good format for these 5-man team matches. So the ladies fielding a team of 5 aside, everybody plays everyone. Although each team has got some reserves. France have got Delphine Barbosa on the bench, and England have got Lindsay Roberts and Leanne Cragg, who can be substituted in for the later sessions.
That was a great double by Geraldine on the left-hand side. Both these French players are naturally very attacking players, so I would expect them to go for the clearance whenever they get the chance. Unlucky there for Geraldine. She's trying to hold the white to get the perfect angle on the red.
She's been a bit unlucky. She's missed that ball twice into that corner pocket. She's hit it too thin both times. Reasonably presentable opportunity here actually for Barbara Taylor. She's got that one ball still tied up on the right hand side, but all the others now relatively open. She's also generally a fairly attacking player, so you imagine she's going to be getting after this fairly soon. Not just yet though. Opting to play the safety, just bump into the yellow on the left hand side.
Now I know that we've got a lot of viewers watching this final from France, because this is the first time France have made the ladies final for, I believe, 12 years. 2006 I think was the last time they made the finals. So every now and again we will be doing a little bit of commentary in French for our French viewers, but we will focus mainly on English.
Just to clarify, you will occasionally be doing a little bit of commentary in French.
Do you not speak French then, Mark?
Petit peu.
Alors bienvenue à tous qui regardent, tous les spectateurs qui regardent en France. C'est la finale de féminin par équipe, France contre l'Angleterre. La France a eu un énorme résultat en demi-finale contre l'Australie, qui était première tête de série, gagnant à la belle 13-12. Et ils jouent en finale contre les Anglaises qui ont gagné le championnat du monde, je ne sais même pas combien de fois, au moins 10 fois. Si vous avez des questions, envoyez-moi un message sur Facebook et j'essaierai de répondre pour vous. Merci.
France's first final, as you say, in a long time, and one they very nearly didn't make, having to come through that nail-biting final frame decider an hour or so ago. A lot of noise out in the arena from both sides, very vocal support for both France and Australia. Well, a little bit quieter out there at the moment, but I'm sure it will liven up a bit once either team gets a frame or so on the board.
Barbara Taylor on the left-hand side needs to be careful because she's got a yellow near Geraldine's red on the top left-hand side. Geraldine can still pop that one, so she's got to be careful. She's got to stop Geraldine going for the clearance here, which is probably why she's just trying to cover the pocket, which is exactly what she's done. But now Geraldine's just going to move that red more into an open position to be able to go for the clearance herself.
Well, over on the right hand side, great double from Cat Jones. I think she was playing kind of in or overshot, but it's gone in. So now got the opportunity to pop the remaining yellow into the right hand middle pocket, with the black waiting in the centre of the table. Well, played in a fairly positive way. She'd have liked the cue ball to come just a bit further off the side cushion.
On the left hand side, Geraldine took a risk there because the double wasn't really on, and she nearly accidentally potted Babs' yellow. So that's England taking a 1-0 lead there, with Kat Jones beating an ace. The next on that table should be Sabria Brunei, the 2016 World Champion, versus Lorraine Fivey from England.
Yeah, good finish that from Kat Jones in the end. Pulled out a good double and then left herself a potentially missable black, which she made no mistake of.
I think it's important for France to get a reasonable start in this final, because England absolutely steamrolled South Africa, which is a very good ladies' side. Because the South African side, I believe, had 2 players in the top 4 in the rankings in the individual side, but yet they still managed to win 13 frames to 3, I believe. So it's important that France get a few early frames here to prevent England starting to build a lead. They must be full of confidence at the moment.
Yeah, pretty devastating performance from England, both on the men's and the ladies' side. The men had a good win in their semi-final earlier on.
Unforced error there by Geraldine on the left-hand side. As I said, she is a very attacking player, but I feel that she probably attacked a little bit too much there. But she's given Babs Taylor 2 visits now, and actually there's only 1 tricky yellow which she can move out. So I would fully expect Babs now to win from this position. So there's Sabria Brunei breaking off.
Not the best split. I think she may be looking slightly accusingly at the referee there. Those balls didn't seem to split up very much. A couple of the England men's team who will through to tomorrow's final. Carl Sutton and Shane Thompson sitting behind looking on.
Now Lorraine's got a good chance here with the yellows. The difficult ball is actually going to be the black, because that's nicely nestled in between 4 reds at the moment. On the left hand side, Babs is now using her free visit in effect to move that yellow in a possible position, which is exactly what she's done. She's left herself a plant or a long shot on the left hand pocket. I think she'll go for the plant, but she's just got to be careful because that yellow's not completely over the pocket. But if she does get this one in, the frame's over. Oh, you just dropped in the end. That's the danger with that shot.
Yeah, absolutely. When she first hit it, it looked okay, but then as it held on the edge, she must have had a nervous moment. Ball down though, and that's all the hard work done really for Babs. She can just drop the one in on the left-hand side. Well, she can drop either of them in really. It doesn't make much difference which way she goes. Simple position on the black. She seems to be in 2 minds about which way to go. Almost got too many options. You would have thought that passing the one on the left might be safer first, but as long as she comes up the table a bit, she'll be fine. It's left this relatively thin, but still no problem. It's a natural angle. The cue ball's going up towards the centre of the table. The black just hanging there waiting.
Oh, didn't see that happen. Now, can Geraldine punch this yellow, this red long double and plant it with the yellow red that's on the top pocket? I think that's her. Unless she can slick it in, we can't see. Maybe on the left-hand table, if we get the overhead camera, we get a better idea as to whether that yellow's covering the pocket or not. I think she's going for the long double here. She needs to punch it because it's not the natural angle. Yeah, it's unlucky there. The only saving grace is she's moved the black in a safer position. But Babs will still have 2 shots on the black to finish that one off. And on the right-hand table, very unlucky enough by Sabria Brunei. At an angle of about 10 degrees into the middle pocket.
Yeah, but Babs, we're keen to make amends here because that was pretty careless not to clear up from the position she was in a moment ago. Got caught in 2 minds about which order to take the last couple of balls and ended up not really leaving quite the right position on the very final one. The only slight difficulty she has here is that the natural angle is taking the white up the right hand side of the table, whereas she'd really rather get it She could get into this a bit more and swing it round off 2 cushions, try and get up the left-hand side.
Which is exactly what she's tried to do.
Oh,
That's a
she's
lovely
played a
shot.
fantastic shot there. So, no mistake this time from Babs Taylor. Puts England's second frame on the board. They now lead France by 2 frames to 0.
I can't remember if Lorraine's still got 1 visit or 2 visits on the right-hand table. If she has got 2 visits, the best thing to do here is just set up the yellow to make position onto the black easier rather than trying it on this shot. And she clearly has. Definitely doesn't want that to drop.
No, she definitely doesn't want that to drop.
She's got 2 options. She can either try and hit it thin and move back up the table and pop the black in the bottom right hand corner, but it looks like she's going to screw it across to put the black in the left hand middle pocket.
Yeah, it's funny, even though you'd think having the ball right over the pocket was the dream situation, you've actually got to be quite careful with this. It's quite easy to mess this shot up.
She's playing it well. This is exactly the start England wanted. They're already 2-0 up, and if this black goes in, that's a 3-0 lead. The French having used their more powerful players up front.
So, black down for Lorraine 5-8. England do take a 3-0 lead. And immediately following that up, Katie Martin gets us underway on the left-hand table.
Against Hélène Collin from France. And then Katie Renfrey will be playing for England against Peggy Larquet on the other table.
Not the most powerful break by Katie Martin, but she's potted a yellow. Ball's not sitting too bad. There's a bit of traffic around though, so I have to manoeuvre the cue ball around a bit. So Katie's potted a yellow and is going to stick with yellows. This plant slightly off, so this isn't ideal for her. Well, she's deciding what to do. Peggy Larquet stepping up to break on the right hand side. Oh dear. That is not the best break.
It's actually a foul break as well, because only 3 balls hit the cushions, so that should be reset. And then 2 visits. Yeah, that's exactly what the referee spotted. So that's the worst possible result there for France and Peggy on the right hand table, who are currently trailing England by 3 frames to 0. The scoreboard will be updated in a second.
Yeah, she didn't really hit that break at all, did she? I mean, the balls didn't actually seem to split up very well, but she really didn't get much power into it. So Katie Renfrey for England will be breaking now. Hélène Colas weighing up what to do on the left-hand side of the arena. Not a very tempting position she finds herself in at the moment. Right, let's see if Katie can do a little bit better with this break.
Hélène was a long way away with that red. When you get 2 visits off the break, you're desperate to put a ball off the break, and
She hasn't.
she hasn't. So she's only got 1. She's still got a visit, but it's not such a big advantage having just the 1 visit now.
No, you just kind of feel like you've wasted the opportunity now.
Yeah. I always find if I get 2 visits off the break, I'm just going off every time. So
Yes.
she hasn't gone in off.
It's actually very rare to have a foul break like that. You more commonly get 2 visits after a break when somebody jumps the white off the table, but of course that's not a rerun.
Just a little bit of tension, I think, in the arm at the moment, being the world final.
Yeah, oh goodness, and speaking of tension, Katie's missed an absolute sitter of a red into the centre pocket. So, Peggy back to the table. No real harm done from that foul break.
That's a massive bonus, isn't it? When you've got 2 shots off the break and it's still an open table when you come onto the table.
Yes, and worse still, Katie Renfrey had pushed a red over the middle pocket, so the reds are sitting pretty nicely now. Only one tied up, which is the one nearest to the black.
And the black itself, but she gets one nice little cannon. She could be able to manoeuvre both of those, so we'll see what she decides to do.
That's not quite gone right. She's not got the cue ball through far enough there.
She definitely didn't want that cue ball on tight on the cushion there. Now I know this is Peggy's first ever World Championships, so no doubt there's a little bit of tension in the arm, but I'm sure a few good pots will release that.
Yeah, pretty tense moment as you'd imagine. The first frame of the World Championship final.
Which I believe is also the case for Katie Renfrey for England.
Yes, I was thinking she seemed a new face to me.
Because I've not met her before. So Peggy doing the right thing there, just biding her time.
The other Katie, by contrast, on the left-hand side, has been a stalwart of the England team for a few years now. Very good quality cueist.
Didn't get the kiss she wanted there though. She wanted that yellow to come out a little bit more. Now she's either got a difficult plant to go for, which I think is pretty much her only option.
Yeah, she was hoping to have a clear shot at this yellow. This plant's quite a long way off, but at least as long as she hits the left-hand side as she looks at it of the first red, she's going to put the first yellow. She's going to push the second one somewhere near the pocket.
I think Katie Renfrey must have had a very good tournament because you've got the likes of Lindsay Roberts on the bench, who's always been a stalwart for England in past finals. So clearly she must be on form.
Yeah, both the men's and ladies' England teams have got this problem of embarrassment of riches. They end up having to leave some very good players on the bench. That's a great shot from Katie Martin, meanwhile.
A little bit closer than she wants to be on that yellow, but she's happy that she's got the plant in there. She can just follow through a little bit. She'll be naturally on that yellow into the middle pocket and doesn't have to do anything with the white to get for the black into the bottom right pocket.
Yeah, the difficulty is when the balls are this close together, you don't want to play a push shot. I mean, the rules around push shots in world rules aren't too draconian, but you don't want to play a push shot just because you'll lose control of the white.
That's why she's digging down. She's going to try and screw across the table, off the right hand side cushion, back across to the middle of the table. If you do that, it's very difficult to be called a foul on the push shot because it's only a foul if the eye can see it.
She's got to hit this firmly though. She doesn't want to quit on this.
Made it well.
Yeah, the pace is fine. She could have done with getting into it a little bit more just to keep it away from the cushion, but
Definitely a test of cueing this one, isn't it, when you're tight on the cushion?
yeah, especially
Straight into
dropping
the
these
middle
ones
pocket.
into the middle pocket. You've got to hit it at pocket weight, just roll it through. She's normally a very good straight cueist, so you wouldn't imagine she'd have a problem with this.
That's
That's a good shot.
So a chance to bring England 4-0 up at the start here. Powerful start by England here. A couple of unforced errors by France so far, but England have played very well at the same time.
England have got a bit of a home advantage, not so much in the sense that they're literally the home team, but just that they've been doing this so much more often. They've been in so many World Championship finals. Well, at least 4 or 5 of the team have had experience of being in this position before.
Yep, excellent black by there by Katie, so that's 4-0 start for France, for England even. So France are desperate to try and get a few frames on the board now.
Yeah, you often say in singles matches you don't settle till you put your first frame. I don't think it really works quite the same in a team one, but still they want to open their account as soon as possible.
Pour l'instant, c'est domination par l'Angleterre. Elle mène 4 manches à 0 Il y a eu quelques petites erreurs par les Françaises, mais il faut dire que les Anglaises ont très bien joué pour l'instant. Continuez à nous regarder parce que c'est premier à 13, alors il y a encore longtemps avant que la finale est finie. So the other Katie Renfrey here is now, looks like she's going to go for this. No, she's can't do because obviously there's a yellow on the left-hand cushion which isn't going anywhere at the moment. So I think there's still going to be a bit of a tactical battle going on the right-hand table.
Whilst that unfolds, Lorraine Fivey steps up for England to break off on the left-hand table.
Against an ace dart.
He's slightly nervy at the moment, Casey Renfrey, which is not entirely surprising. First World Championship final, we believe.
It's a massive frame for both teams on the right-hand side, though.
Long way to go in this match. Best of 25 is a pretty long distance. It's actually more than the men's team final. It just happens that it lends itself better to this format because the men play teams of 7. They end up playing 3 sessions of 7 frames. The ladies teams of 5. It's kind of a good format. Everybody plays everybody, which makes 25, of course.
Although they are allowed to use substitutions, and actually this year you can actually bring a substitute back in so they can sort of switch around, so there's a lot more tactics involved in the substitutions this year compared to previous years.
Well, it's difficult because the team captains want to give everyone a run out, particularly in the World Championship final. You obviously want everyone to have a go, but at the same time you've got to prioritise winning the thing, so it's a fine balance.
Un petit bonjour à Didier Hirschenhan et Lydie Goin qui regardent en France. Bonjour à tous.
There should be a service we offer with all our commentary, doing it multilingual now. When we have the Australians playing, we can have Joe Fanto translate into
Absolutely.
proper Aussie for us.
Yeah, because apparently a rest is called the jigger.
So really?
You
I've never heard that.
You do need a bit of translation going on in these games. Just fortunate that Malta are on the final, because that's a bit harder finding Maltese translators.
Yes. Compere, who was introducing the players as Maltese, so
yeah, he could have done that.
Could offer some assistance.
Absolutely.
Turning into a bit of a tactical battle on the right hand side.
And plenty of work to be done on the left hand side with Lorraine on reds. So this is now becoming a crucial part of this final because France really cannot let England forge further ahead than they are.
It's a good shot from Katie Renfrey. She's not only got her yellow up near the top right hand corner pocket, but it's knocked her opponent's red safe as well. Her opponent played a deliberate foul, so she's got another shot she can use to develop another one of her yellows, and perhaps also play a snooker at the same time. Well, she's developed the ball. I don't think that's quite a snooker, is it? Can she see the red on the baulk cushion? Potentially going to be a late night for these ladies. The match started half an hour behind schedule because of the late running of the senior singles final, which in fact was running so late that it had to be pulled off from the live stream tables and is being played further down the arena.
Have you recovered from that final yet? I think you're okay at the moment, aren't you?
I'm hanging on in there. I'm ingesting a lot of caffeine to stay awake. That was heavy going, that final, it's fair to say. Inexplicably so as well. When they started off, they looked to be playing at quite a brisk pace, and then they suddenly developed into the most tactical match I think I've ever commentated on.
Those finals being watched on live stream across lots of different countries. Got a few people watching. Celion Ademi, who's actually from Albania, living in France, and Selsuk, who is Geraldine's partner, playing here. So bonjour à vous deux. On espère que la France va commencer à gagner quelques manches, parce que pour l'instant, c'est l'Angleterre qui domine cette finale.
Well, Peggy Larkey, not so far proving a great fan of getting out of snookers. Every time she's been snookered, she's just run the cue ball into the safest position she could find. Been seeing no merit in bothering to get out properly. So Katie Renfrew's had a couple of sets of 2 visits already.
But she's never taken that yellow close to that red in the middle of the table. Until she does that, she doesn't really have a chance to clear up. So if she wants to go for the clearance now, she's actually got to take the yellow that's over the pocket, and I can't see her doing that because she's got total control. So I think she's just going to tap. No, she's going for it. I thought she'd just tap that yellow next to the red, which is applied in the middle, and set up a snooker. She's decided to go for the attacking option.
Yeah, she's still got to come up with a plan for that one next to the black. I mean, there's a few ways of dropping onto it, but the way she's played so far, she's been chipping the balls out one by one and then snookering her opponent.
It's weird though, isn't it? Because this has been a right tactical battle, and there was a perfect opportunity to take total control, and she's decided to attack on this occasion.
Yeah, and this doesn't really seem the most obvious finish. I mean, if she was a player that was habitually going for these finishes all the time, but based on how she's played so far in this frame. She's now coming a bit unstuck as well, because the only easy pot is the one in the middle, but if she puts that one in the middle, that's
absolutely
one of the best balls for getting on the
It's the best
cluster.
ball. And she's still going for it though.
She's now a bit straight on the one into the other middle.
Because the bigger risk on this one is Peggy's red does actually go in the bottom right hand pocket, whereas the yellow goes nowhere. So I'm not quite sure what her plan is here.
No, we're going to find out in a shot or two. Well, if she is going to bail out of it, she'd be better bailing out of it now rather than potting all these loose ones, because she just gets left. Well, I don't understand this. She's got one off straight yellow. How does she ever get into the
Does that
other
yellow
one from
go
here?
past? Doesn't look it from here, but the way she's playing, I'm guessing that yellow must go past the red and the black into the bottom corner pocket.
Yes, perhaps it does. It doesn't. Yes, it doesn't look in a million years like it does from this angle, but maybe.
Yeah, maybe the overhead shot can give us a better idea, but it doesn't seem it from this angle, does it? Great opportunity if it does. No, it definitely doesn't, so I'm not quite sure.
No,
what she's
okay.
doing.
I'm back to my original analysis. I don't know what she's doing.
The only option she had was the first shot I mentioned right at the beginning, was to pop that one screw back and then set a snooker behind it, but she's lost that pocket as well.
Well, actually, missing that ball has probably been a bit of a blessing in disguise, because now she's put the pressure on her opponent to do something.
If I was Peggy, I'd just be tempted to roll that red towards the corner pocket, but not actually pot it, and then see what Katie Renfrew does with these 3 balls down the bottom.
Yeah, I think it would be a good idea for Peggy to make sure she leaves this ball in a possible place. Then if Katie does go for something adventurous, she knows she's going to have a ball to go after.
Whilst that's happened, on the left-hand side, Lorraine Fivey has won yet another frame for England, so they've stormed into a 5-0 lead, and they actually only need 8 more to win now. So
Well, I have to say I'm slightly struggling with the analysis over on the right. Peggy's now potted that difficult red, which it felt like she might be better just setting up, and now she too seems to be in this boat of not really having a shot
Absolutely.
at the final.
maybe we should concentrate on the left-hand table. We'll have a better
Yeah,
idea. But we've actually been focusing on the right-hand table because it's been quite intriguing, this frame.
I'm very intrigued to see. Well, the problem is she's going to break this yellow out, whatever she does. So. Well, that is not the solution.
That is not the solution. This has given Katie a perfect opportunity, which a few seconds ago didn't even look possible.
I think Katie's just going to have to pot the one that she's landed nicely on under the black and just accept she's going to leave a long shot on the final yellow. It's obviously a simple pot on the final yellow. She needs to try to get position.
Now on the left-hand side, Geraldine Charpenais has just broken for France, who's the French captain. enormous amount of pressure on her now because the responsibility is on her to start France winning a few frames. They've definitely got the players to come back in this final, but at the moment England are firm favourites to become world champions yet again. Super important que Géraldine gagne la manche à gauche maintenant, parce que on dirait que l'Angleterre va mener 6 manches à 0, premier à 13. Alors il y a beaucoup de pression pour Géraldine pour commencer à gagner. Ooh, what happened there?
Wow,
So
that's just a
straightforward
twitch,
black
isn't
miss
it?
by Kate, absolutely. Just shows the pressure in the arena, doesn't it? It's a world final, it's on the TV stage.
She played a good positional shot as well. I was a little bit worried for her with the positional shot. Her ball was so far
Absolutely.
into the pocket, those aren't easy to judge, but she'd got that bit right. This is going to leave a testy black
Peggy.
for Peggy, though. She's
Yeah.
not going to be able to get too close to this black.
You can see these ones staying over the pocket, can't you? She's just got to hit this softly, give it 100% possible.
Yeah, you don't want to be thinking about missing this. You're just going to have to accept you roll it in. You try to play it firm with any thought of safety. You just increase the chances of missing it.
Géraldine just did an unforced error on the left-hand table as well. Pour l'instant, il y a des erreurs qui se passent pour l'équipe de France. Il faut que ça s'arrête. Perfect. So, Peggy wins the first frame for France. So that brings them back to 5 frames to 1 down. And Sabria Brunet, the former world champion from 2016, will be playing against Barbara Taylor, who I believe is in the World Singles Final tomorrow.
She is. Well, she'll be taking on Sharon James, who completed a perhaps slightly unexpected victory over Amy Beecham earlier.
Both of them have made finals before, but neither of them have won the World Championship, so there's definitely going to be a new ladies world champion. So an unexpected chance here for Cat Jones on the left-hand table after Géraldine missed a relatively straightforward red, but still a fair bit of work to do for Cat.
Good effort on that yellow up the right-hand side cushion, but just pushed it wide. So Geraldine going for the deliberate foul.
Didn't get the pocket, but she got the result she needed because she stopped those 2 yellows going into the left-hand pocket. So she'll be happy with that. And on the right-hand table, it's Barbara Taylor that's just broken
One
and
red
dropped the
ball
white in as well. I
Yeah.
can't see the white anyway, so that's
Yes,
gone in as
the
well.
white and the red.
So open table for Sabria Brunet, but there's a little bit of traffic to be done there, so a bit of work for Sabria, but she is extremely attacking player, so I can definitely see her initially trying to go for the clearance here.
And that's not bad from Cat Jones. She's managed to
Yeah.
get both yellows out into possible positions.
And actually the slightly tricky yellow on the left-hand table on the left-hand cushion is the perfect to use as a last ball to get onto the black, because it's just a soft little screw to get perfectly on the black. But she may decide she's got the angle now to try and manoeuvre it into a more potable position. She's got the perfect angle there.
Yeah, she's got to be quite careful though. She's going to be coming up behind that yellow. She's going to have to bump it quite firmly.
Hit it with a bit of pace because she's guaranteed to have a shot on that yellow which is in the corner pocket.
Oh, she's missed the yellow.
She had to make sure of the pot on that one. That was the number one thing she had to make sure, because whether she kissed it or not wasn't that important. The pot was number one important there.
No, she's taken her eye off the pot there. Sacrificed that for the position.
So you can see there Sabria being very attacking. Now knowing how competitive Sabria is, I know she'll be very angry and very keen to win this frame to get back into it, because she lost her first frame. Does not look like losing frames at all, does Sabria?
Not a bad mindset to have.
Not at all. So perfect chance here for Géraldine. Just needs to drop this red into the corner pocket. Leaves a very big pocket in the middle bag for the last red.
Yeah, doesn't need to do too much with position. Just needs to focus on potting the ball.
Absolutely. Just drop this one in as well, and she's guaranteed to be on the black.
It's actually helpful, that big pocket, because she's got a bit too much angle, but she can straighten it out slightly by playing it in off the yellow. I think she'd have been better doing that, because now she's drifted a bit further away from the black than she needed to. Still,
She
this is
seems
black
pretty
she should
confident
get.
there, doesn't
Yeah,
she? Straight down. And a great black there by Geraldine. Where's the white ball? As long as it stops in time, which it did. So suddenly France are right back in this again now. They're just 2 frames to 5 behind. Exactly what they needed when they went 5-0 down. And Sabria Brunet on reds on the right hand side.
using a bit of body English to swerve that ball in.
Now, the only problem is, I think she wanted to leave herself a bigger angle, because that red doesn't go anywhere on the right hand side. So she wanted to leave an angle to bring the white back across. So
Yeah, she's finished pretty much dead straight, or if she's got any angle, I think it's going the wrong way.
the only thing in her favour is that the yellows are safe down the bottom. So if she doesn't clear up here, it's just going to be a sort of safety battle that ensues that gives her a bit more time.
I think she might be better bailing out of this and just covering this bottom left-hand
Cover the
corner.
pocket, absolutely. There's no way I can see her getting on this red, because I don't think it goes in the
If this was a
bottom
practice
pocket.
match, you might consider screwing in and out of baulk, but I can't really see that being a good option here. Oh wow.
Oh, what a shot. How's it like? Oh, that's unlucky.
Wow, that's shot making, isn't it?
That's a great shot. She was relying a little bit on luck on position, but she did deserve to get on that one. Now she's in a whole heap of trouble.
So Helen Colas breaks off on the left-hand side.
Because she's playing the very experienced Barbara Taylor. I fully make Barbara the odds-on favourite to win this one here. This is not an easy shot. It's about the only shot she's got though, but
Yeah, being so close to the cushion just makes the angle much harder to judge.
jumped over it, I think. It's always a danger when you hit it hard and you're close to the cushion. I've got a sneaky feeling that actually jumped straight over it.
Yeah, I think she hit that a little bit harder than she needed to. You can see she was trying to pot it, but...
I agree with you though. With France being 5-2 down, I think the right shot there was just to cover the pocket and just bide your time a little bit.
I think Barbara Taylor will relish this position. She's just come a bit straight on this ball.
Yeah, she would have wanted a little bit of an angle to be able to pot this screw back and open those 2 yellows, but she has got 2 shots, and to be fair, it's only those 2 yellows that don't go in. She just needs to manoeuvre these into potable positions.
Does she feel like they plant along the cushion? Well, close enough. Sets it up.
Yeah, but she's left that yellow on the cushion though, so that's definitely missable. So I can see her maybe trying to go for another snooker here at some stage.
Yeah, she might. I think she's going to drop this one in the middle now because she's just landed so nicely on it. She might eventually want to just play that one as a plant, the one that's right in the middle of the bottom cushion.
Yeah, but I don't know. If she's playing safe, I think she'll go for the plant in the corner pocket and then just drift the other yellow into the other right-hand corner pocket and then snooker her at the same time, which is what she's looking to do. So she goes more for the safety option than the attacking option. She hasn't really got the angle to take the other pocket. Now, is she going for the clearance here? Because I agree with you, I would have taken the one in the middle pocket at that stage. But it does go in the bottom right-hand pocket as well.
Yeah, she just seemed to have landed so nicely in it. I understand if she's not going for the clearance, but if she is, it just seemed like you may as well get it out of the way.
The other side camera might give us a better angle as to whether that yellow passes the other yellow at this stage. A little bit straighter than she wants to be there. So is she going to go for the snooker here? I think she's got to. She hasn't.
Yeah, I think she has.
She hasn't got the angle to come out.
Trying to force this in with enough pace to come out makes the pot very missable. I mean, she could do that as a shot to nothing, I suppose, just to sort of screw up in a line towards the black.
Yeah. That's all she had there. Sabria has been known to pull out some magical shots though, so she will be a little bit nervy.
Yeah, I think she might do well to hit this one a little bit slower than her previous snooker attempt.
She'll do very well to pot this and get on the black though, now that the right hand bottom pocket is covered. We've got Katie Renfrey here on the right hand side, going for reds. That's the advantage of playing over 2 tables, because yes, England have got a nice lead 5-2, but if they lose both, suddenly there's only 1 frame in this match.
Yeah, it's been a good innovation having The tea table stream live this year. Keeps us on our toes as well. You've got to remember which side you're talking about. Oh, how
unlucky.
close was that?
And actually, if that went in, she had a shot on the black as well.
So, Barbara Taylor needs to make hay now. All of these balls out in the open, no reason not to clear them up. She's going to need to go in and out of balk with the cue ball after she pots this. Well, I'm slightly surprised. Played it with a bit of side to come down the left-hand side of the table. It felt like the natural angle coming down the right. She might have taken the one above the black first.
Especially she can't actually, she can only see the bottom one. So she played that well.
Yeah, back in prime position now. She can drop this one across to the left middle and then the other one will be hanging there.
So Barbara in A1 position to give England a full frame lead again in this final.
Yeah, England will be pleased to stop the rot. They've seen their opponents pull a couple of frames back.
Oh, something's put her off then.
Oh, it looks like somebody was just walking through the
Might be the referee there. There's a bit more pressure on this one then.
Yeah, it's a very straightforward shot there, isn't it?
Yeah, no problems at all. So next on that table should be Katie Martin for England against Peggy Larquet from France, unless any substitutions have been made. Hélène Collat on the left-hand table on yellows. She's got a great chance here to clear up. There's that one tricky yellow on the left-hand cushion, which she's going to... She may go for it now. If she just bounced off that cushion a little bit more, that would have been a far easier shot. It's definitely not easy now. So
yeah, I think she'll probably
wait.
I think that was quite what she played for, but she has kind of ended up on it okay, because it's one of those ones that if you pot it, suddenly the whole thing's open, but it's just quite a high risk shot.
I think this is probably the safer shot at this stage, because even if she misses and takes the pocket, she's got an element of safety with this shot. Dropped in, but she didn't hit it hard enough.
No, that always felt like the danger. It felt like she was either going to need to commit to covering that pocket or play it considerably firmer than that.
She's in a tricky position here now.
I'm not sure if she's going to get better on that one on the side cushion than she was. I know it wasn't perfect, but at least she did have a clear shot at it.
She hasn't got a cross double. She hasn't got the long double into the bottom left or right hand pocket. She might be forced into trying to cut this into the top right hand pocket, but that's like a... Well, where's she going? Is she playing safe? Is a cross double on? Doesn't look it from here.
Play the treble into the
Doesn't look
top
it from
left
here.
pocket.
I might be proved wrong. No, it didn't look on.
That really
Definitely didn't look on. Nearly got lucky there. So Katie Martin dry breaks on the right hand side, giving Peggy an open table. Giving her the choice of reds or yellows. 50-50 I'd say at this stage.
Good long pot from Katie Renfrey.
We always get the two Katies playing together, don't we?
Yes, that makes it even easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I don't think any of those reds go in.
No.
She focused too much on the pots.
Yeah, needed to come round a bit further over to the right hand side of the table.
I don't know if she took position for granted there or not, but
I think she was
tricky.
focusing on... It wasn't exactly a difficult pot, but it wasn't easy either. I think she was just putting all her energy into it.
Is she going to try a plant here, or a cannon red off the red into the pocket? Does it go straight in? No, just cover the pocket, but she hasn't achieved that either. So a chance here for Hélène. It's a very thin cut. holding on for the other yellow is very tricky as well. She might just got to go for the long shot, follow through a little bit and give herself a shot there, but that's even harder.
Yeah, she's going to have the white flying around as she goes for the clip.
She'll rely on the kiss from one yellow to the other. It looks like what she's going for. Difficult to tell what angle she's got here.
Well, it's in. Is she going to hit the cannon? No.
Yeah, she needed the cannon then, didn't she?
She played that pretty much plain ball. I think I'd have been tempted just to flick a bit of right hand side just to help
Absolutely.
the cut and to help the position.
She had to rely on the kiss there to have any chance of positioning.
So this is a testy long one, and even if she pots it, she's not going to be on the black. I'll tell you what, she's hit that very well. And if this has hung there, which it has, I think that's probably the best result, really.
I would say so. It does put the extra pressure on Katie Renfrey as well now. I'll have to use surnames since both Katies are played.
Yes. This isn't really a straightforward position because she's going to need to screw back. And actually, to screw back for the other red, she's going to have to hit this pretty cleanly. Very easy to mess this up.
That's a great shot.
She's hit that really well.
Beautifully. So it looks like England are about to regain their 5-frame lead and go 7-2 up.
You've got to be a bit careful with the position here. She's going to come quite close to the black if she's not careful.
Nice little follow through, she'll be fine. Oh no, she decided to screw it across. This is not as easy. I'm sure she could have followed through there, but
yeah, I
obviously fancied this shot
I thought
instead.
she was going to come quite close to the black, but I think I'd have still played it like that and just...
Big black this is. Yep, straight in. So, 7-2 to England, 5-frame lead again. And we've now got an ace breaking on that table against Barbara Taylor.
Yeah, this 5-man or 5-woman format as it is here, players seem to come round quite quickly. We're used to in the men's competition teams of 7, so you don't see the same player again very often. Here it feels like we've only just seen Barbara Taylor, and in fact the way the order works, France are nominally the home team in the sense that they've written their team order down first and then England's team kind of rotates around that, so actually Barbara Taylor's only been off for a couple of frames and is back on again. So, Agnès Dehaene to break for France. Putting the cue ball right over on the side cushion. You normally see people break a bit more centrally than that unless they're playing a cut break. She looks to be aiming for the front ball. I'm not sure if that was intended to be a cut break or not. It's not a potted ball though. So open table turned over to Barbara Taylor. At first glance the yellows look fairly promising here. She's got an easy starter into the middle and then the rest of the ball's fairly open. So Barbara just needs to drop this yellow along the bottom cushion. Position not absolutely guaranteed. Playing it in a positive way and that's turned out pretty well.
Played that very well. Always going to use that red as a stopper for her. That's another good shot there by
Yeah,
Barbara.
she's hit that
Perfect
really
position.
sweetly, isn't she?
The only danger for Barbara is getting position on the black, because she needs to be the bottom half of the table, so she just needs to make sure she's got a good position.
She's got to be a bit careful here. That she shouldn't have any trouble, but she has got to get past the red. Yeah, no
So
problem.
she'll take that yellow in the middle pocket first, because it's a lot easier getting position off that yellow in the top left-hand pocket. Pour les spectateurs en France, on doit espérer que la France ne font plus de petites erreurs. Ça a fait une grande différence en cette finale parce que l'Angleterre ont très bien joué. Mais en même temps, il y a eu quelques petites erreurs de la part de la France. Et c'est pour ça que pour l'instant, la France mène 7 manches à 2. Je m'excuse que je ne peux pas faire le commentaire en français tout le temps. Ce streaming est fait par le English Pool Association, qui est en anglais. Je vais faire de mon mieux pour faire un peu de français, mais il faut essayer d'apprendre l'anglais pour tout comprendre. Merci. So a big shot here for Barbara, isn't it?
Yeah, and actually she's a little bit away from this yellow, so this is not a formality. She's slightly
She needs
stretching
to
over.
avoid these reds. As soon as she kisses one of these reds, she may not be on that black.
I think she just needs to focus on very cleanly screwing back.
Where's... Yeah,
Oh,
that's
well.
unfortunate. If you tried to play that, you wouldn't get that.
I was going to say,
one
I
time
mean,
in 100, would
yeah,
you?
but in fact, you probably almost trying to play that isn't such a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, to screw literally parallel the whole way down the cushion. So this is an unexpected lifeline for NAS.
Un petit bonjour à Marc Poulos, qui le sport en image. Il est en train de regarder le streaming ici. Ça fait longtemps que je t'ai pas vu. Je serais content de faire un peu de commentaires pour le sport en image l'année prochaine en FPEP pour toi. So a great chance here for Anaïs. Left herself a perfect angle. I would go for the red in the bottom left-hand pocket on the left-hand side because it's a perfect angle to try and open up that tricky red on the cushion, but we'll see how she sees it. Because even if she kisses onto one of them, she's guaranteed to be on that red in the left-hand middle pocket. So she's got like a free go to try and open up these balls, but she's obviously not going for it.
No, tempted by the middle ones. Well, actually, that's a strange shot. I don't see what she's thinking there. That makes no sense to me at all. If she could have taken the two out in the middle, maybe. It looks like she's going to double this red now. Guess we all see these things differently. She can double this red and leave the white close to the side cushion.
That's not too bad. Now's the perfect time to go for the slightly trickier red on the right-hand cushion. But no.
Yes, it has to be said, she's making this a bit difficult. I mean, this is okay because she can play the one along the bottom cushion and the natural angle's coming up towards the other one, but
It's a lot harder now because if she lands dead straight, it's a lot harder to get on the
I'm
last
going to say,
red.
yeah, exactly that.
I think it's just a case of not looking at all the options.
Well, I think we've called every single shot
Yeah.
in this break wrong so far.
Maybe we'll focus on the right-hand table,
Yes.
where we'll try and get the right shots here and see what happens on the left-hand table.
Katie Martin actually has a very conventional, she's got a really good textbook style cue action. She's probably a little bit easier to read.
Going back to left-hand table. Oh, she's got a bit of luck there. Because she's actually got a free go here. As long as she drops this in and just hit it hard enough to get the white across, then she's got to go on the black. And even if it doesn't drop, she's got the pocket covered. Just not too hard. That's a lovely shot. Well, it's more entertaining the way it's done on the left-hand table. And it's got the same result. So who
Well,
would
yeah,
say-
she's cleared up. I don't think we can really complain. I don't think
we
either
say
of us
what the
would have
right
done
way
it.
is.
If we'd have had 20 goes, we wouldn't have done it like that.
So yes, Anaïs wins that one, brings it back to 3 frames to 7.
Meanwhile, Katie Martin's just playing a very good positional shot to drop on these two balls along the top cushion. Taking these very nicely indeed so far. Always a very composed player. She always looks like she's in control of what she's doing.
So next on the left-hand table is Katie Renfrey breaking off against the French captain, Géraldine Charpanet.
Oh, really good positional shot. This has been an excellent clearance from Katie Martin. Played some really good positional shots.
That's why her nickname is Satnav, because of her positional skills.
I also understand what she's doing, which is helping. She's gone about it in the way that I would have done.
Conventional way.
Yes.
Ooh, only just though, but that's enough. That's all you need. So that 5-frame lead is back in there for England. They're leading by 8 frames to 3. Only needing 5 more frames to become world champions.
Just to keep the commentary simple for us, one Katie goes off and another one comes on. Katie Martin wins her frame. Katie Renfrey steps up to break on the left-hand table.
And actually, Katie Martin comes back on.
Yes, it's straight back on. Yes.
Against Sabria Brunet, who's breaking. So we're still left with 2 Katies on the commentating. At least the French aren't called Katies as well.
That's true.
Very complicated. That'd be like commentating on a South Korea football match, which I would want to do.
Yes, at least in pool the action happens at a sensible pace. You can just about follow the names. Football commentators, as you say, a lot of names to remember. You've got the bragging rights, of course, in the commentary box. Belgium defeating England earlier.
Absolutely. I actually went down Blackpool Town Centre and watched it in a pub, and I was surrounded by England fans. So
yes, I don't think you'd find many Belgians in town.
I couldn't actually celebrate the goal or the win. I just had to be quiet and pretend I was gutted when Belgium scored. But
you do sound fairly English. I think you'd probably pass okay.
The Irish team came in afterwards. They said they had my back, but I don't believe them, to be fair. A big hello to Julie Hitchen, who's watching in Sussex. Glad you're enjoying the commentary, Julie. Welcome to the Ladies World Team Final here in Blackpool at the 2018 World Pool Championships, which England are currently leading 8 frames to 3, first to 13, but there's a long way to go. I will never write these French ladies off.
No, well, we saw the tenacity they showed beating Australia in the semi-final. At the moment, though, England look to be in the box seat. Just looks a bit more assured so far, England. Just looks a bit more likely to get the job done in one visit. Some of the French stuff has been a trifle unorthodox at times. So, as you say, Katie Martin straight back on the right-hand table. And again, this is looking a fairly promising opportunity. She's just got one yellow at the bottom of the table, which is a little bit protected, so she's going to need a decent positional shot to get on that. But other than that, and indeed on the black after that, other than that, everything looking fairly straightforward.
So there's a nice little shot by Katie Renfrey on the left-hand table there. She's actually got a chance to clear up here. She goes for the yellow in the middle of the pocket, as we see it, going into the top right-hand pocket, leaving herself relatively straight on the other yellow. Then she can follow through and leave the yellow in the top left-hand pocket. So this is a key shot in this frame here.
Well, she's got the first bit right, but she's got the second bit a bit wrong. She's got a lot of angle here. If she can just flick gently off the right-hand side of the black, she may be able to hold position. That may just allow a bit of pace to come off the cue ball and hold for the yellow at the bottom of the table. Got to be very careful with this though, because if she gets that cannon wrong, she could end up snookering herself.
A difficult shot on the left-hand side now for Katie Renfrey. She's got to come across without kissing. Oh, she's played that very well. And she's left herself an angle. This isn't given though still. She could have done all the white moving a further foot forward.
No, this is far from given. She's going to have to play with a fair bit of pace to force the white round 2 cushions for the black.
Yep. Don't think she's got the angle to just to screw it back to put the black in the middle left hand pocket. So I think, as you said, she's going to have to give it a good old punch. And
well, it looks like she may be screwing it back in fact.
Jacking up the cue is always missable. Yeah, she didn't quite have the angle there, did she?
Yeah, I'm not sure that was up. If she could have got the hand flat on the table, she could have got more screwing, but digging down like that.
Hasn't really got a shot here. Will she try and go off the cushion and try and put the black in the middle pocket? A lot of risk involved, that's what she's looking at.
While she does that, I was about to compliment Katie Martin again on the way she was going about these, but she's just missed a plant into the left centre. So Sabrina Brunet back at the table with an okay opportunity, but the red's not brilliantly placed at the moment. Quite a few tied up. Certainly no choice of going for a clearance at the moment. She's going to have to play a safety shot. Electing just to tie Katie's yellow up.
So suddenly it's a massive advantage to Geraldine on the left-hand table here. She'll definitely go searching for the 2 visits here. Or maybe not. I'd have left that red.
Yeah, I was going to say that if we're going to move anything.
Great red to leave for the snooker. So it'll be interesting to see what she does. Maybe she fancies just leaving an angle and manoeuvring the black, but it just seemed a very simple snooker there, to be honest.
I think perhaps we might just have to watch what she does and then tell people what she did after she does it. This predicting isn't going too well at the moment with these French players. There's been some pretty unorthodox stuff. I mean, you know, often there's a choice of multiple shots, but they've played some shots that not many people would play. So she may. Is she going for a safety here, or does she think she can pot this? Yeah, well, now she's going for the snooker. Guess this has kind of worked out the same as we were thinking. The only trouble is she's now left an easier escape from this snooker. If that red that we were talking about a moment ago was still over the middle pocket, there wouldn't be a 1 cushion escape, whereas now she can come up and down.
Yeah, I would have left that there all day long, to be honest.
Well, it's just quite a useful ball for a number of things.
And it was out in the open as well. That's exactly what he said. She's now taken the pocket and put an enormous amount of pressure on Geraldine, which wouldn't have been an option had she left that red there.
Oh, goodness, she hit that well. She hit it so well, she almost spotted it.
No easy snookers here, are
No, she may have to
Mighty
consider
forced
going
to go
for
for
it. They're all okay, apart from the one that she's closest to, the one over on the right-hand side.
There's a bit of space behind it to try and get behind it onto the right, leave the white on the right-hand cushion to get that red into the left-hand middle pocket. But it's not easy. So Sabrina eyeing up the table on the right hand side. I'm not sure yet. I haven't been watching that one too much, so we'll see what colour she's on. Looks like she's on reds the way she's looking.
At risk of predicting something which she won't do, Geraldine would appear to have quite a good angle to kick out the red that's on the right hand side.
Or just drop behind it. She tried to kick it out, as you said. I would have tried to just get behind it. I think she could have just dropped it enough. Maybe she was worried about losing the white.
Either way, she's now in significant trouble. This is a tricky pot she's got, the one on the balk line, and even if she pots it, she's really not going to be leaving very much. It's going to be very hard to get the white down this end of the table. She's going to have to dig into it quite well, not to go in off at the top. Well, she's got one more chance here. That's not a bad angle. It's just a longer shot than before.
This would be a great shot, though. It's not the easiest pot in the world. And to nudge that red out, this would be the shot of the final so far if she gets this nailed on.
Yeah, she can either play it dead weight and drop behind, or play it a
massive shot as well at 8-3.
knock it out.
She's capable of it, though.
I actually think the natural angle is to go behind that red. She's going to have to make it slightly. She looks like she's digging down.
Played it dead weight. Oh, how good was that shot?
Oh, that's fantastic.
How good was that shot?
I think that time dropping behind it made a lot more sense, because the natural angle was always going around the back of that red. Well,
That's a lot of pressure. She had to cheat the pocket as well, didn't she? So she couldn't have played that any better. That's a fantastic clearance. It's going to give a bit of oomph back into the French side, I think.
Yes, very much so. Only 4 frames behind now, assuming she deposits this black.
Yeah. So next on is Cat Jones for England versus Hélène Collin from France. Une manche fantastique là pour la France par Géraldine. On pensait qu'elle allait avoir beaucoup de problèmes, mais coup fantastique là, tout doucement pour rester derrière la rouge, parfait dans la poche du milieu. Ça fait énormément de différence parce que 8-4 ou 9-3, maintenant quand c'est premier à 13, ça donne vraiment une bonne chance pour la France pour mettre un peu de pression sur les Anglaises, qui pour l'instant n'ont pas fait beaucoup d'erreurs.
Do you find it easier to predict what the French girls are going to do if you do it in French? I'm struggling to understand it in English.
I just hope the French understand me in French, to be honest, but we'll see.
No,
Maybe my Belgian accent might
not
be
actually
a little
convinced
bit
you
too
speak
much
French
on-
at all, but it sounds quite impressive.
Well, I've got a thumbs up from one of them, so I must be doing a reasonable job. This is a first for English Pool Association live stream, I believe. A bit of French commentary as well. We're setting the standards now. They're going to have to start doing this on a regular
I was
basis.
going to say.
The Senegal ladies were due to play, but unfortunately I think they had some visa issues. So that's going to be a challenge for them to find a English and Senegalese speaking person to do the commentary.
They not speak French?
They may do, actually. There's a lot of these countries now speak French, isn't there?
I think you're the answer to all of our problems.
Yeah.
What other languages can you do?
I need to get paid more for this, don't I, really?
to get paid at all.
More than 0p per session. So, missed opportunity there by Katie Henrik on the right-hand table. Katie Martin, sorry, on the right-hand table. I knew I was going to get the Katie's wrong at one stage.
Well, that was at least her name. You've got the right person, but
It'd be nice if England decide to substitute one of them just to make life easier for us.
yeah.
But so far, there's been no substitution by either team in this final.
No, the 4th set is probably the point the subs would normally come in, so we may be about to get to that point.
I think this year, more than any, most teams have really appreciated having reserves in their team because it's been a very gruelling schedule for the ladies this year. Both Tuesday and Wednesday, they literally played non-stop, which is very difficult when you're playing under this kind of stress and the heat that we've got in Blackpool at the moment.
Yeah, you'd never have thought we'd be talking about being too hot in Blackpool.
No, absolutely.
I frequently come here in the summer and can't understand why when I leave London I'm very hot and when I get here it's freezing cold, but this year it's
Why
been...
people come to Blackpool for some holidays,
Yes.
absolutely.
This year
100
it's
mile
been
an
the
hour
other way
winds
around.
and rain every time, but no, beautiful sunshine, 30 degrees here. Well, England have listened to our advice and they've switched one of the Katies, so Katie Renfrey has now been substituted by Lindsay Roberts. So we now have just one Katie at the moment to commentate on, although she can always come back in later in the match. But Sabria Brunet, great chance here to bring the French back to 3 frames. All about the white ball control here. All 3 reds going to the same pocket. Okay. Not exactly what she wanted, but that'll do.
Very animated player, isn't she, Sabria? Really throws her body into it with some of these shots. Good curious though, really gets through the ball nicely. As a result of that cannon, she's now able to play the top red into the middle pocket.
I think Sabria and Kirsty Davis are the 2 most attacking sort of ladies players I've ever seen play. They can also play safe, but first option 9 times out of 10 is always attack.
Yeah, Sabria is definitely a fan of the attacking game, which after my rather bad experience early on with the long tactical battle, I'm very glad to see.
Yeah, we've not had one of those in this one yet so far.
No, we haven't. course, we've got 2 tables on the go here, which at least means that we can focus on the other one were that to happen.
So another win of the French in this third set. They've won all 3 games so far, bring them back to 8-5 down from 8-2 down at some stage. I think the frame's into lap though. We'll try it for those of you who are engrossed in the men's seniors final. We'll try and get an updated score for you on that one, because when we left it, it was 5-1. Was it no 4-2 to Christ from Malta, wasn't it?
It was.
So let's have a look. And it looks like Chris Mills actually won that final by 8 frames to 5.
And quite quickly, in fact, after given the slow pace of play. Chris, in a sense, was the best of the 2 players. It was a very strange match. It started off quite quickly and then got unbelievably bogged down. I think both players kind of almost confused themselves with what they were trying to do. Oh dear, dear, dear! What's happened there? Or was she on the black?
She was on the black. That was just off the
Oh,
red. So that's a well
she was
played
going
shot
for
there.
a red.
So the French are... Oh, no, hang on. Oh, it's on yellows, wasn't it? So that's... Cat Jones winning that one. Bringing it back to 9-5. 4 frames away from victory, so every frame becomes crucial at this stage of the match. England have set a fantastic foundation for this final. And if they just keep plugging away and winning the odd frame, even if France do a comeback, that should be enough for them to win.
Yeah, they've got plenty of margin to work with here. Only 4 frames away from the magical number of 13.
And you can see Anna-Louise Arkle watching there in the background, who was a semi-finalist in the ladies singles. She lost today in the semi-final.
Yeah, she lost to Barbara Taylor earlier on. Katie Martin just struggling to figure out who she's playing. Now she's established that, she steps up to the table to break.
She'll be playing Anais Dell.
So red ball potted. Yes, red ball potted off Katie's break. Not too many options at the moment. She's ended up rather close to this red.
Yeah. She's going to have to stick with reds because she can't get any yellows in, so she's just going to have to try and take control of the table. But again, nothing obvious here either. A bit of a dilemma because the balls are quite out in the open. That's a bit unlucky there by Katie Martin on the left-hand table.
Yeah, if the white had just finished a couple of inches the other way, she'd have had a clear shot. Can she see? No, she can't pot this, surely. No, just promoting her one difficult red.
It's not a bad shot, to be honest. And she sort of left it very... not anything obvious on the yellow side either. So it's a very clever shot there.
And her opponent, Anais, is going to need to do something fairly quickly because all these reds are in a nice position at the moment.
And we got the multiple former world ladies champion Emma Cunningham watching there, and she was just commenting on the monster black that Kat's just potted in that last frame, which we just saw the end of it because we were focusing on the right hand.
Yes, I was looking at something else. It was such a monster black. I thought she was going for the red, but she did her a disservice though. She played a great shot. Hello to Emma. Always good to hear from you.
I should also say that Emma is also a massively attacking player in the ladies' game. We've definitely missed her this year. It's been a lot quieter even in the team events without Emma Cunningham there, so I didn't realise how much of a difference it would make. But she'll be back next year, so everyone's pleased with that.
We'd missed her in the commentary box as well. We'd hoped to enlist her services, but not available this year. So, Peggy Larquet with a reasonably promising position on the right hand side on the yellows. quite in prime position yet. All the balls do go though, so it's just a case of manoeuvring the white around. That's turned out okay. Got a straight one to the bottom right hand corner pocket. A little bit to do with the white. You can either run through and play for the one in the middle or try and screw back over to the left hand side of the table. Katie Martin no longer in quite as strong a position as she was. The Reds were looking pretty promising after the break. They've got a bit more tied up now though. Maybe in for a slightly longer frame. So Peggy opting to run through. She's got a choice now of the yellow in the middle, or could try to fashion a plant to the bottom left, although those balls don't really look to be quite set for that. So just need to keep her head still, roll this ball into the middle. Nicely struck. Not completely out of the woods yet. It'd be preferable to take the one on the left hand side cushion first, I think, just because it's going to be a bit difficult to get back to it if she doesn't. Maybe got a little bit more angle on it than she wants though. Slight grimace there. She's kind of between a couple of shots.
She could play the one on the left hand side if it goes past the yellow with the left hand side to hold for the other two, but she's going for this option.
Well, that may have turned out okay, but that's a little bit careless to cannon that yellow.
See, she's going to have to go for 2 long shots here because she follows through for the middle bag. I think at that angle it's going to be a very difficult shot for her to be able to pot it and follow through to get onto the yellow. She might leave herself, just like drop it in and leave herself a double yellow into the right hand middle pocket.
If it's dead straight, it may be feasible to follow it through, but as you say, it's not easy from that angle. It's probably tighter than it looks. Sometimes it almost looks easier from the camera than when you're down there playing it. Well, yeah, I think it might be an inch or 2 off straight as well, which is definitely not going to help, and it's definitely at a very tight angle. I think you might be right. It's better just to leave some shot at the second yellow rather than trying to get greedy about it.
Yeah, keep it simple.
Well,
that's a great pot, but again, there's no benefit in doing that. Do you know what I mean? I don't know where she was trying to get to with that.
No, what a difficult pot, I mean.
No, if she's going to go long pot, surely just do a little soft screw to leave herself another long pot. Now she's in a whole heap of trouble here because snooking on that yellow. Reds are looking nice. She's going to have to go up and down the table.
Lorraine must be looking at this, fancying her chances of coming back to a fairly straightforward position.
And whatever happens, if she hits the yellow, there's a good chance that she's going to leave Lorraine in a good position to clear up the Reds with one visit. She sort of needs to hit it thin and leave the white on the bottom cushion.
Well, she's hit it at least.
She's hit it, but again, as I said, always left an easy chance with one visit with that.
Lorraine just asking for the cue ball to be clean. Referee George Bradbury being pressed into service. So Lorraine's still considering how best to go about this, but whichever way she goes about it, it looks like it should be a relatively straightforward finish. Judge that cannon on the black nicely, so she's got this simple red to the left middle. Just run the white through, remaining red hanging over the baulk pocket. So the only difficulty with this clearance is just going to be how she gets back down for the black. Shouldn't be a problem, but would just require a bit of judgment.
anywhere on the left-hand side of the table, and she's got a relatively simple shot for the black to bring England within 3 frames of the title.
Although if this red is dead straight and she's got a screw back, she's actually got to strike this pretty well to over this kind of distance. I don't think there's any guarantee that she's going to get enough backspin on this to get perfect position. Well, she touched the cushion, which helped to bring it down. That's not bad.
And Anais has just missed the plant on the left-hand side of the table. But no damage done there, because at least she's still got the pocket. But let's see if Lorraine can pot this black for the English. Yes.
Oh, good shot.
Never
Half the
in doubt.
pocket.
So 10 frames to 5 England, 3 away from the title.
If you're just joining us, coming to you live from the Imperial Hotel in Blackpool, you're watching the ladies team final of the 2018 World 8-Ball Pool Championships. England currently leading France by 5 frames with a 10-5 advantage. Best of 25 this match. First to 13 lifts the trophy. Commentary for this one from Mark Shepherd and David Veery.
So 3 sets have been completed, 2 sets to go. And in effect, France now have to win the last 2 sets by 8 frames to 2 to take the title home. So it's a big ask, but nothing's impossible in 1 frame pool.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a relatively close match so far. England have been the better team, and that's reflected by the scoreline, but there hasn't been a whole lot in it.
They got off to a 5-0 start, and ever since then it's been close. It's just that start was critical for England. So Anais has got that pocket covered as well now.
Yes, there's been a bit of a turnaround for Katie. After the break, the Reds were in a good position, but they've been getting steadily worse and worse, and now she's in quite a lot of difficulty.
On a fini 3 sets de les 5 sets qui vont être joués en finale. Pour l'instant, il y a l'Angleterre qui mène 10 manches par 5. Et pour les 2 derniers sets, la France doit gagner 8-2 pour être champion du monde. Mais déjà, ça commence bien pour la table à gauche, parce que Katie Martin vient de faire une faute et donne 2 visites pour Anais. So a great opportunity here for France on the left-hand side table, with Katie Martin doing an unforced error and going in off in the top left-hand pocket. It's critical that Anais clears these and gets that deficit shortened as quickly as possible.
Yeah, it's a pretty good opportunity there. So the only difficulty you could foresee would be getting good position on the black at the end, but so just needs to drop this yellow in slowly. Oh, she's caught that just a little bit thin. I think that's okay. If she can directly see the one over the pocket, it probably makes sense to pot that first rather than trying to turn it into a plant. Well, that ball's kind of slightly on the far jaw. That yellow is actually not going to be as easy to pot as it might look. The one that's right near the pocket, you might think it's hanging right over the pocket, but actually when you see it from that camera angle, it's just a little bit hidden behind the red.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think if she just pots it and screws back, she may just have to leave the other yellow for the opposite corner.
Oh, she hit the red first, didn't she? Did she? That was so quick I can't tell actually. Well, it all went badly wrong there anyway.
That went very badly.
But it was so quick, but not quite sure if Katie's got 1 or 2 visits there. But we certainly weren't expecting that.
I think that was a foul. The referee appeared to be announcing something. We can't in the commentary boxes. You'll hear the audio from the auditorium, which is why we can't tell you that.
Katie will probably only need 1 visit anyway. But that's a big unforced error at this stage of the match, and the French can ill afford to make any more unforced errors, being 10-5 down.
Well, why did she hit that ball so hard? It didn't look like whatever shot she was planning to play.
Onto the red, perfect angle, wasn't it? Just a bit of tension in the arm there, I think. Again, very well played shot there by Katie Martin. Might have slightly awkward queuing, but she's going to go for that red into the left-hand middle bag because the black's going to stop the white perfectly.
Yeah, it's absolutely ideal because she's going to hit the right-hand side of the black as she looks at it. It's just going to nudge the cue ball into pretty much the right place for the next red.
As we said, she may have two shots. We can't quite tell at the moment.
We'll tell you once she misses. Can't really imagine her missing from this position anyway. Quite thin, this last red, but shouldn't be a problem. Just needs to get hold of the cue ball, get into it enough to ideally play off two cushions for the black. Yeah, it does exactly that, brings the white nicely down for the black. So, this could put England within 2 frames of victory if Katie Martin just drops this simple black into the middle pocket.
And that was a big mistake there by an ace because she had total control of that frame. So what could have been 10-6 is now 11-5.
Yeah, that's a big, big difference, isn't it?
Which also means that with two-table format, England in that position that they could actually win it with just those two players on the table as we speak.
Yeah,
it's
so
kind of on the hill, but not quite, if you know what I mean.
yes, Ryan Fivey looking to be in good shape on the right-hand side. She's working her way through these reds. She's got the angle to pot the middle of the 3 reds and screw back for the one on the right-hand side cushion. That would open things up for her.
Ooh.
Well, got to cross that one a bit.
Has she got away with that?
The England substitute, meanwhile, coming in on the left-hand table, Lindsay Roberts in for Katie Remfry, and it's Lindsay to break.
It does look like Geraldine's got a cut into the top middle pocket as we see it on the right-hand table, but not easy. She might go for the plant, for the double into the bottom middle pocket. Yeah, she's opted for that. This yellow goes past the red in the corner. In fact, both yellows do. If she's got the perfect angle just to screw back and kiss onto the black, then that frame should be all France's. I'm not sure who missed a red on the left-hand table there. Maybe if we go back to the front camera. So again, that was Sabria missing that one. Which is surprising. Been attached fortuitous there, but she's got the perfect angle to put the yellow and get perfect on the black here. Maybe not so fortuitous, I didn't really see parts of it there.
So, a bit of a less off there for Lorraine. Second chance at these balls. That one near the right hand side cushion is quite tight. It looks like it will drop in the middle.
She may go for the double now on that one. She's got a lovely angle to double it across the left hand pocket, but I don't think so. No need to. As you said, it just drops in nicely in the middle. Played that well. Just wants to land virtually straight on that red in the middle pocket. Yeah, which maybe a slightly to the right, just so the white comes out even easier for the black. But
which isn't going to be a certainty, because she's ended up fairly straight on this red to the corner. Oh, she's hit that well.
She's hit it well.
Could have done with being a little closer, yes. It's kind of unmissable if you're 6 inches away, but it's missable from this distance.
And you've just got to hope there's no finger marks that might just sort of roll the white away. She's just got to focus on just dropping it into the middle pocket. is exactly what she's done.
And if she can just safely negotiate this black, she's going to put her team within 1 frame of victory.
And that's what you need from your substitute, isn't it? Come onto the table and win a frame for you for the captain. Which is exactly...
Yeah,
that
it's
was
not.
great. I'm looking at the other side. 2-table confusion by me again there. So, they are definitely on the hill now. So France need to win all 8 frames to become world champions. Any one of the 8 from England and they would be world champions yet again.
Surely got one hand on the trophy now. So is it going to be Lindsay Roberts, who's in play on the left-hand side, that gets the job done? Well, the backup plan, Barbara Taylor is about to step up against Helene Colas. It's turned a bit scrappy on the left-hand side. A lot of the balls have got driven over to the side cushion.
Nice double there by Lindsay.
That ball out of the way, the reds are now looking okay, still a bit to be done.
But the yellows aren't easy either, so she hasn't got a huge amount of pressure on her at the moment.
Another nice pot safely negotiated. It's getting a bit more difficult now. Though actually, she may well be able to cut the one into the bottom left-hand corner pocket and cannon the other one into play. Also got the option, of course, of the one dropped into the middle pocket, but that doesn't really afford a particularly useful position. Would dearly love to be the player, of course, that helps her team lift the trophy. This is her first frame in this match, Lindsay Roberts. If it was the one that won the world title, that would be quite a story for her.
And I know there's plenty of people watching this. We're past midnight now, and actually past 1 o'clock in the morning in France with lots of people watching this.
Yes, real late night thriller here from Blackpool. It's been a long day for all of these players as well. They had to play the semi-final earlier on. I think they were still playing the group stages at the beginning of the day, so played plenty of pool today. Should certainly be match sharp by this point. It just depends whether they're showing any fatigue.
And definitely most of the ladies are fan of the new format. I think most people are happy that we've tried something new, but definitely for the ladies it's been extremely tiring for them. So I think it just needs a little bit of tweaking. There's nothing wrong with the format, it just needs a little bit of tweaking so that they don't just keep playing match after match, but I'm sure that'll get sorted out over the next 12 months.
Most of the time at tournaments people complain about not getting enough pool, but as you say, going from one extreme to the other. So Lindsay looking at whether she can cut this red across to the left-hand corner pocket, which she certainly can, but it's just a question of where the white goes afterwards. Well, there seems a slightly strange choice of shot. The other ball would definitely have potted.
I don't think there's any need for that. It wasn't a dead cert either. It's not as if that yellow was really close
No,
to the bag.
if she could have seen the...
So that gives Sabria a chance, and has she got a slight angle here just to push the white down the table slightly to be able to get straight onto that difficult yellow that's on top of the red? No, it doesn't quite look like it. She'd have to, but then again, she can do it the next shot by just leaving her straight for the one in the bottom left-hand pocket as we see it follow through, and then she's got that one near the red into the top left-hand pocket as we see it.
You can sort of understand Lindsay not wanting to move that red because it is blocking the path of the yellow, but the ball seemed to be set such that you thought she might just go for the clearance and play the positive shot.
I think at 12-5 up you can actually take that sort of risk, to be honest. I think... Oh, that's unlucky. It's unlucky, but at the same time there was absolutely no need to hit it that hard. Because in fact, you know, she's probably not got the position she wanted to. And she only really just had to soft stun it in there.
Didn't feel like she hit it that clean. I mean, it sort of looked like it bounced out, but I think it was one of those ones that went into the side of the pocket and then kind of rolled around the pocket. That used to be a real problem years ago, balls bouncing out the corner pockets, but that seems to have been long since fixed.
But when you're that close to it and you hit it at that pace, I suppose you've got a better chance of it popping out. Just the luck of the draw sometimes.
So, another chance for Lindsay. Still not absolutely perfect. There's this one at the bottom of the table that only goes into the bottom left at the moment. Although, strangely, she had a shot at it into the bottom left and turned it down a moment ago.
Yeah, it's going to take a good shot to get on there if she decides to go for it last. So it looks like this time she's decided to take the bull by the horns and go for it.
Barbara Taylor having to grind it out over the other side of the arena.
She needs to know what the white ball's going to do on the positioning here, because it's going to go into the yellow from the looks of things. Oh, she's played that well. Has she gone too far? Let's have a look.
Yeah, it looks like this might be a bit thinner than ideal.
I think she's okay there. That's fine. She's got two options here. She can soft roll it in and kiss the white onto the yellow near the middle bag, or screw it down and pop the black back across into the middle left-hand pockets, whatever she fancies.
I like the idea of holding it on the yellow, except that it's going to come quite close to potting the yellow. That's the only thing that's a bit risky about that shot.
I think it looks like she's going to try and screw down. But she is 2 shots away from England being ladies World Pool Champions for 2018. So here is match ball. She's potted that one. She's gone a little bit further than she wanted to. But this is match ball for England.
So this is her first frame in the match, Lindsay Roberts. She's substituted in for the 4th session. She's now got this ball to lift the world title. Unsurprisingly, just composing herself before getting down for this pot. There's pressure on it in that she wants to be the one that pots it and she wants to get the job done. England do have a 7-frame lead though.
Is it in? No. So life left in this match now. Let's see what Sabria can do. She's going to go for the little snooker here, which is not too difficult to get out of, but it's nigh on impossible to pot the black, where the yellow being on the just on the left hand side of it, it stops the one cushion out from the top cushion.
Yeah, I think she's just going to have to focus on hitting it and
just give it one
visit. Sabria doesn't clean up. Yeah, giving the 2 visits would be costly because you can see the balls are in a pretty good position. That must be pretty frustrating to have a black to win a world title and now to find yourself snookered. She just knows she probably won't get an easier chance now. Meanwhile, over the other side, Hélène Colas has disposed of a number of the reds, but almost too many of them, because she's now got herself into a position where she's chasing these remaining 2 around the table.
She's a bit unlucky there. If that other red popped out off the cushion, she would have had a chance to clear up there. That's a great shot there by Lindsay, putting the pressure on Sabria that she's still only got the 1 visit. There's very little else she could do.
She has left Sabria on her 2 most difficult balls. She can take the one top right or bottom right. In normal circumstances, you'd fancy Sabria quite strongly from here to clear up, but this is, of course, in the knowledge that if she misses any of these pots, her team are going to lose the world title. So, 1 ball down, 5 to go. Barbara Taylor over the other side, grinding things out. Seems to have got into a position where her balls are fairly open now.
Yep, and even that one that's close to the red goes quite comfortably in the middle pocket. A slightly bigger pocket with that red being by the cushion. So this is a chance for Barbara Taylor to take a captain's role and win the World Championship for England.
Sabria just glancing over to see what's happening on the other side. So she needs one more good pot. She needs to pot the one that's closest to the right hand side cushion and get the white out towards the middle of the table for her last yellow.
In the meantime, Barbara Taylor's only 4 pots away from winning the world title. But let's see if Sabria can put a bit of pressure on her by potting these 3 balls before she does that. That's a great pot.
Yeah, she's taken these really well so far.
I think she'd like to finish before Barbara gets towards the end, just to put that extra bit of pressure on.
Yeah, well, and from a personal pride point of view. So, one more good positional shot, and that's the one.
Yeah, popped out a little bit, making it a little bit easier. She's not going to waste any time here. She definitely wants to send a message here.
Yeah, she knows this will get a big cheer.
So France bring it back to 12-6, but it could all be to no avail, because Barbara is 2 pots away from winning this title. England have already had 1 match ball, missed it, but I cannot see this one being missed.
It's been a game performance
There we go.
from France. They did so well, beating Australia 13-12 earlier on.
Little thin cut. It's probably taken a lot out of France, because as you said, they only had an hour's break in between. And it was a massive win for France against Australia, who are the #1 seeds. So this is for the world title.
And it's down. Massive roar let out by the crowd. Well played to England. They've been the strongest team all week, and they've been the strongest team in this final. Spirited performance by France, played their way back into it after a difficult start. And they've got a lot of reasons to feel proud of their achievements this week. But ultimately, it's England that prevail. They beat France by 13 frames to 6.
Et merci à tous qui ont regardé ceci en Belgique et en France. Désolé pour ceux en France qui n'ont pas vu leur fille gagner les championnats du monde par équipe. Mais c'est un énorme résultat pour eux déjà pour faire la finale. Et on verra pour l'année prochaine ce qu'ils vont faire en championnat d'Europe et championnat du monde. Parce que maintenant la France est vraiment là, un des favoris pour gagner les grands tournois. Merci à tous, et il y aura beaucoup de matchs encore à regarder demain dès 10 h du matin heure française, et on vous reverra là. Merci.